Subscribe to Breakthrough Gaming and get your chance to win a copy, limited copy, Last of Us 2, which I'm not in.
The hug.
Oh,
Man,
there you go, buddy.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Keep watching.
How's it going, guys? We're going to break through gaming. In today's The Last of Us Part 2 video, we're going to be talking about a very controversial topic. And this, of course, is The Last of Us Part 2 getting Game of the Year for 2020. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to think, and trust me, I'm very well aware of the controversy that's going to be surrounding this video. The Last of Us Part 2 is already the #1 most pre-ordered PlayStation 4 exclusive title of all time. It literally beat Marvel's Spider-Man, which was #1 on the list for PS4 exclusives in terms of pre-orders, and that was a few days ago, over 3 weeks ahead of The Last of Us Part 2's release. With that said, every single Amazon website right now, regardless of country, is sold out. There are 0 pre-orders available for The Last of Us Part 2 as of today, June 2nd. Now, let's get on to the game, because at the end of the day, the quality of this game has nothing to do with how many people buy it. Alright, so without further ado, what are people saying in regards to The Last of Us Part 2? Is it good? Is it bad? Well, the answer may shock you. As of now, literally 98% of all the reviews that are coming in are talking nothing but good things about The Last of Us Part 2. Let me say that one more time. So far, I have heard nothing but great things. I've heard so many good things about The Last of Us Part 2 that people are going to start arguing that Naughty Dog is paying people just to give good reviews about the game, which in today's world, yes, those type of things do happen, but after careful analysis, I can confidently say that is not the case with Naughty Dog, especially with the fact that the review embargo does not lift until June 12th. Now, what does the review embargo being lifted on June 12th have to do with whether these claims and these reviews about the game are legitimate or not? Are people really being paid by Naughty Dog to claim that this game is amazing, or is the game really that jaw-dropping? Well, very simple. The reviews that we have gotten so far cannot be manufactured or paid for by Naughty Dog because the review embargo does not lift up until June 12th. So if Naughty Dog is going to pay for any company to talk good about this game, it wouldn't even be right now. It would be after June 12th. That's when all the mainstream corporations, developers, YouTubers that we all know with millions of followers are going to begin talking about The Last of Us Part 2. It wouldn't be ahead of June 12th. So that theory alone has been completely disproven. The general reaction by fans and reviewers that already have access to The Last of Us Part 2 is that the game is incredibly realistic. Now, at first glance, I was just telling myself, oh, well, of course, that's the same thing they've been saying for years. But after really thinking about it, The Last of Us Part 2 really is going to be a game that's going to have a lot of its hype driven on how realistic it is. The whole point of the game is to make you feel like you are immersed into the game, like you are a part of the game, like you are Ellie fighting all these enemies. The general consensus is nothing but great things to say about The Last of Us Part 2. A lot of people are pointing out that you're able to see characters' veins pop up on their forehead, and the skin color of certain characters also changed based on their emotion. Things like that are incredibly thrilling to me, and they get me very excited for the game. Another thing that really captivated my attention was the fact that in The Last of Us Part 2, the traditional difficulty options that have always been available aren't going to be the ones that we necessarily use. Now, what do I mean by using more than just the default easy, medium, hard presets? Well, very simple. The game is going to have so many options in terms of how you can customize your enemy and the character that you play as, being Ellie, as well, that you can literally make the game harder just by changing the settings rather than using the traditional preset. Alright, so here's a quote from the article just so you have an understanding of what I'm trying to say in case you don't understand me. I quote, "It's possible to fine-tune certain elements of the experience to your liking. Some examples include tweaking the damage that has been taken by the player. Other examples include how common resources are and the perceptiveness of enemies." So just by reading that quote, we can already see that we can literally edit how the enemy reacts to us. So the whole easy, medium, hard, that might be a thing of the past for The Last of Us Part 2. Now, with all that said, it's almost as if all the leaks that were leaked on purpose to make The Last of Us Part 2 look much, much worse than what it really is are just that. Nothing more but clips taken out of context, nothing more, but a lot of people are freaking out over an experience that simply can't be judged until you play the game yourself. So at the end of the day, there's only one way to find out, and that is to play the game yourself June 19th, 2020. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm Breakthrough Gaming, your #1 source for The Last of Us Part 2. With that being said, here are the first 15 winners out of the 50 total winners that will be announced by June 19th, 2020. If you would like to participate in one out of the 50 copies, then make sure to subscribe to Breakthrough Gaming and read all the steps in the description.